Before we field any questions, I just wanted to start this by saying all of our thoughts and prayers and well wishes are to the people affected by the fires yesterday. That's a terrible tragedy and one that we're fully aware of here, and all the people affected that have lost their homes or had to move out, our prayers are with them. Also, we're very, very grateful and thankful for the first responders. They're the guys and the girls that, when these things happen, are thrust into it, and they do a great job for us, and I want to thank them also.
Okay, Nick, go ahead.
Thank you for that, Vic. I want to transition. Can you give us an update on anybody being added to the COVID list today? And then what are the game statuses for Kenny Young and Ronald Darby?
Yeah, Darby and Kenny are questionable. Okay. We will have that full list ready for you here shortly, but there'll be about 15 guys or so on the COVID list once we come out with the official list here.
15 new guys or 15 overall?
15 to 18, I think, total, something like that.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Can you clarify if any starters are in there? You know, Judy and Chubb have been reported by several folks.
Yeah, those two guys are amongst them. Cortland might be amongst them also. Obviously, Tim Patrick, you know about. Massey, you know about. Callahan, you know about. You know, those are some of the names right there.
Does that forced you to make some significant adjustments in what you were going to do game plan wise?
Yeah, obviously it does, but you know, it's not like we're recreating the wheel here. You know, we're just going to adjust some of the plays offensively to fit our personnel, both from a talent standpoint and a knowledge standpoint. And the same thing will happen defensively.
Are you nervous / confident or either way about what the results tomorrow morning may bring, or how that could affect who actually gets
I'm
on the
very
plane?
confident and bullish on the guys that are going to be playing for us. Got some great opportunities for some guys that have been showing good on the practice field, like Seth Williams, obviously, will play in there tomorrow. You know, just like Jonas Griffith was playing good on the practice field, and when he got his opportunity, he didn't disappoint and played well and took advantage of it. There's going to be some more of those available on Sunday for guys that are going to get their chances to play, and I'm confident in them.
Do you think you'll have 45 guys?
I don't know that yet, Jeff.
Okay, thanks.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Coach, I was just wondering, I was going to ask about receiver. Kendall Hinton, Seth Williams, and who would be your third or fourth guys?
Yeah, we got Spence. You know, Spence is one of our receivers also, and we may bring another one up from the practice squad. We got to, you know, work through all that with all the different types of elevations, but we'll have 4 receivers on the game day roster for sure.
Go ahead, Eric.
And Coach, 2 for you. One, is Mike Purcell, is there a good chance he's going to be back, or what's kind of his status?
He's eligible to come back. I haven't gotten a report on him today yet, but we're hopeful that he'll be able to play for us.
And then just, you mentioned it a little bit there, but what's your message to the guys who will play, even though you guys are going to be shorthanded?
Our guys, we did a walkthrough today, just got done with it. And our guys' attitude during the walkthrough was tremendous. And I thank them for that. I admire them for that. But I expected that. These guys are a bunch of fighters and competitors, and they're going to go out there and play to win. And we have a good group of guys from the intangible aspects, and we're going to go out there and play good.
Let's go, Troy, then Andrew. Go ahead, Troy.
Coach, you've talked about that. It's like a no excuse league. Is that what you admire about this group then? That, you know, unfortunately, nobody feels sorry for you despite what you're dealing with, given this COVID situation?
Yeah, they don't draw pictures. So we're going to play a game on Sunday. We're going to be expected to win, and we're going to go out there and give it all of our efforts to go get that W. And you're right. It's a no excuse league, and we're certainly not going to use any.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey, Vic, I know you mentioned this yesterday, but with more guys going on the list today, has postponement come up in conversation, or is that not a possibility here?
It hasn't been brought up to me as a possibility.
Go for it, Kyle.
Vic, are there any coaching staff members going on the COVID list or into protocols?
Yeah, Bill Kolar will go on there. That's the only one at this time.
Go for it, Zach.
Like, how will Bill Kolar be replaced on game day specifically, and how do you shift the coaching staff with that?
Yeah, Mike Keystan is the assistant D-line coach. He's in there with all the meetings with the D-line and on the practice field, and he'll fulfill Bill's duties on Sunday. And Mike is very, very capable, great young coach with a great future.
Last two, let's go George, then Brandon. Go ahead, George.
Hey, Vic, I got two quick ones for you. First off, you said that there's been no talks of postponing the game, but would you prefer postponing the game if that was an option?
I don't get involved with that, and I don't let my mind go either way. I'm zeroed in on a Sunday kickoff, and that's what I'm zeroed in on. You know, whether my thoughts are irrelevant to those decisions, and until I'm told otherwise, I'm ready for a 1:05 kickoff West Coast time.
And secondly, other than wide receiver, outside linebacker is another spot that really took a hit with COVID. Who are some guys that could maybe move into those roles or step up in those roles? I know you have Malik and Aaron Patrick, but are there any guys that you could possibly, I guess, move there?
Yeah, there's a possibility we get Andre Mintz back. You know, he's in the same category as Mike Purcell. Obviously, Andre's been out for a while, but he would be a possibility, and possibly moving one of the ILBs out there too also.
Finish us off, Brandon.
All right, Vic, I didn't get a chance to ask you this morning on KOA because of all of our wildfire coverage, but I want to lighten it up a little because Bill Belichick's been asked twice. Do you have any New Year's resolutions, or are you going to maybe make some now after the way this the last couple of days have gone?
No, I haven't given it any thought. Maybe next week I'll give it some thought, but haven't thought about it at all. Sorry.
Okay, Coach, thanks so much for the time. We appreciate it.
All right, thank
Thanks,
you,
Vic.
guys.
Hey, Tom, with all of the COVID issues going on, and Vic wasn't even sure you guys will have 45 when Jeff Legwold asked him, what kind of stress does that put on you for trying to figure out who your special teams players will be heading into the game? And then I guess, you know, if you lose a guy or two during the game.
You know, that's a great question, but it's really part of every game. We have injuries every game. And so you got to have backup plans with backup plans. And we got good players. We got guys on our practice squad that have, you know, they've been playing special teams all year long within our schemes. And we feel confident that no matter what, whoever we lose, we're going to go out and execute. You know, as you know, Brandon, it's all about execution, and they got to go execute. We've been on every guy this week. They know their assignments, and no excuses. Let's go play the game.
Go for it, Andrew.
Yeah, you just kind of alluded to the practice squad guys. Without the chance to get them game reps, I mean, is there anything extra you can do beyond just the practice reps to get them ready for what they're going to see on Sunday?
No question, Mace. You know, you can do the really what you got to do is you got to do video reps, you know, and they got to go through their footwork from the video. You know, you can get that with them. You got to do a lot of zooming. These guys have the ability to play. It's just a matter of they got to see it. They got to know their competition. And the big thing we're trying to do is spend a bunch of time with the individual matchups so that they can see, you know, hey, what's this guy's strengths that I'm going to block? What's this guy's weaknesses, so on and so forth. And so really to answer your question, a lot of zooming. You got to put in time. You got to, you know, if you want to win and work, start with the W for a reason. And we got to keep putting in that time these next 2 days on Zoom with these young guys.
Go for it, Eric.
Which just from Vic mentioned a little bit, the attitude, he liked what he saw from the guys that walked through today. How have you seen them kind of adjust to all this uncertainty here over the last couple of days?
Oh, they just jump in. You know, I'll tell you what the best thing is we had a lot of guys that have been giving us the scout look all week that are now playing for us today. And we had starters jumping in, covering kicks today. You know, it was easy. You know, it wasn't like one of those where you got to bag somebody that's a 8-year pro, 5-year pro to help out on the look team. They jumped in there and we got our practice. It was just a normal Friday practice. Nothing ever got slowed down. You know, we just had different players, but the guys that jumped in to help us, I was real admirable of it. So everybody just wants one thing. We want to go down there. We want to win. We want to execute. You know, Eric, that it's about a game of execution. And we were able to execute today because we got a lot of unselfish players that care a hell of a lot about each other.
We've got time for 3 more. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Tom, broader topic. It seems like there's a few more onside kicks recovered this year than last, when it seemed like it was impossibility with the new rules. What has been the adjustment that you've seen?
I think the biggest thing Mike, is that there's more leverage now. You know, you're short a player up front, no matter what anybody says. You got a guy standing back on the 40 that used to be up on the 46. So you're short a man. And so there's more space there. You get more one-on-one matchups. You can get a 2-on-1 on the onside situation. You can get a guy to him. We had that situation, for example, we played Vegas in the first game. We were able to get 2-on-1 on their outside too. You just can't adjust. You don't have enough bodies. So it's one of those deals where there's more space and you can get 2-on-1 matchups. Sometimes you can get 3-on-1 in front of that ball.
Go for it, Kyle.
Hey, Tom, with Mike Ford on the COVID list, do you anticipate Michael Ojemudia to maybe take over some of his responsibilities, or who is kind of filling that role that Ford has played on special teams?
OJ, no question.
Okay.
Mike, he's ready to roll. You know, we can't wait to see him go play, and 13's had a great week of practice.
Thank you.
Go for it, Cody.
Yeah, Tom, obviously some of the rule changes that we've seen over the years with special teams, a lot of teams have tried to kick the ball short to force a return. What's the challenge that you see with these rule changes that really kind of make it difficult to return consistently throughout the season?
The biggest thing is just like you said, you know, they're going to hit the ball short. So naturally it's a shorter space. Guys will get on top of you a little bit faster. The other thing to be upfront with you is what it's really done is I think it's improved the kickoff specialists. It's really, really hard to tell which way they're going to kick it. You know, back in the olden days, you could tell. You get what we call a wide triangle. Ball's going to go to your left. If they get really, really tight to the football, you know, from their walk-off, ball's going to go to your right, tight rounds with right. Now, you can't tell with these guys, you know. They've done a great job as coaches. We're all trying to hide it, you know, because you're not trying to kick the ball 3 yards deep because, you know, they're going to be touchbacks. But I think that's the biggest factor is that the specialists have got better. And then the other thing is I think the interior guys are using faster players inside. You know, we're not using the big bodies anymore because you can't use the wedge, and they're able to win the singles. You know, you can't double team with certain guys. You have to just do it with the front line. You can't do it with the front and back line player where you can create the right leverage. So those are things that you can take advantage of.
Coach McMahon, thanks so much for the time. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year, all you
Thanks,
guys. Take
Coach.
care.
Happy New Year.